Now this is Ecopolitan. We're heading up to one of the very rare 4-bed dual key units right here. This is a first owner condition, definitely, because it's just reached its MOP. And later on, as we head down the facilities, renovation was close to about $100,000 and asking price for this unit is at $1.538 million. The size is 1249 square feet. And I think you're gonna enjoy this home tour with PropertyLimBrothers. So let's go. Okay, so the moment you enter, you might be wondering, hey Melvin, why is there a foyer zoning the moment you enter home? Now the key reason is because we are in one of the rare stack in Ecopolitan and there are only 16 of this type of 4-bedroom dual keys right here. Fun fact in Punggol is that if you are looking for a 4-bedroom dual key in the entire Punggol, out of the 13 projects, there are only 5 private property projects with a 4-bed dual key kind of layout. Now, if I were to combine all the 4-bed dual key, there are only 80 of them. So we're standing in one of the 80 4-bed dual keys that you can find in the whole of Punggol, and it is indeed a rare find. Now, this is the foyer zoning. Main door is all done with digital lock already, and right between these two units, this is the 3-bedroom portion and this is the studio portion. In total, the size is 1249 square feet. A couple of years back, there was this PPVC requirement in government land sales projects, and that means that a lot of walls, they cannot be hacked down because of the prefab kind of configuration when the property was being constructed. Ecopolitan falls into the era where it was being launched in the year 2012. So most of the walls you're allowed to bring down, and that gives you a lot of options because in future, maybe one day you want to enlarge your space, you can still bring down the center dividing wall between these two units over here. So let's come into the 3-bedroom part first. So for those of you who are not aware of what are dual key units, now dual key units sprouted out close to about 10 years back when developers started to reconfigure some of the bigger units, for example like a 3-4 beta types of layout plan, and they have decided that because of changing needs in Singapore, a lot of families, they want to have a more flexible option. For example, like this unit right here is a combination of a 3-bedroom plus a studio unit right on the side, and making it to a 4-bedroom dual key type. A lot of families, they want to have a multi-gen kind of living. Everybody will have their own space within the same apartment. A little bit about a back brief history of 15 to 20 years ago, most of the properties were surrounding the east portion of Punggol, and most of the properties back then were HDB properties along HDU plains, HView plains as well. Gradually, the 600 series started popping up towards the northeast portion area, and that started to spread towards the central core of Punggol right now, where Waterway Point is. If we were to segregate the zone of north, south, east, west of Punggol, you'll realize that this is like a brand new town. If you have watched some of our series, we have noticed that brand new towns, they perform a little bit differently from matured estates. The demographics of the families living here are also a little bit different. Most families, they started off with young couples, have kids, their kids grew up here, and maybe after 5 to 10 years, or some of these families primarily will want to live back in the same zoning. Maybe their kids are already studying around the schools here. If you were to look at the entire Punggol, there are only a total of 13 private properties projects right here, a mid to a large size kind of condominium projects. Most of these projects, they're all government land sales. Out of the 13, 8 of them were EC launches and 5 of them were private condominiums. Now, what is the distinct difference between an EC and a condo? ECs comes with benefits for first-time buyers, especially married couples. They have some level of grants. The launch price is slightly different from a full-on condominium pricing. The only key distinct difference is that you cannot buy them off the market when it hits its TOP. So for Ecopolitan, it was TOP in the year 2016. All the owners right here, they have hit their 5 years MOP minimum occupation period, and thus Singaporean and PRs buyers, you're eligible to buy a unit right here from the resale market. In another 5 years time, the EC will then reach a full privatization. So I would say right now is the opportunity for you to own one of the newest MOP EC that has sprouted out in Punggol, and that is Ecopolitan. So something to also note is that in recent years we have noticed that there has been a decline in the amount of dual keys being constructed. I think one of the key reasons is because dual key units are not easy to configure. Sometimes based on GFA, dual key units take up a lot of space within the entire stack. It is also not easy to configure because you need to have 2 separate units, you need to have foyer in between. Maybe a dual key unit does not really make a lot of sense end of the day for the developers, but it makes a lot of sense for consumers and buyers because this is indeed a very rare kind of layout that a lot of people have been wanting to own. If I were to compare all the 5 5 different projects with a 4-bed dual key, Ecopolitan has a lot of sweet spot because not only do you have a dry and wet kitchen, you also have a WC at the back of your yard zoning, and you have an additional utility room. You also have this very nice wide span landscape layout that most of the time only large units have, because there are 2 different versions of layout plans for a living room. One is the portrait version, one is the landscape version, and this is the landscape version. And if you notice the renovation, this is a first owner condition. Renovation was close to about $100,000. Just have a look at this TV console space coupled with this nice hidden shelves for you to put in a lot of storage within your living area. Overhanging TV cabinet system over here with cove lights, tons of switches that you can configure the mood lighting during the day and the evening. Love this balcony size that is just about right. Still very suitable for you to put in a nice narrow dining table with 2 dining bench. Have a look at this view. For Ecopolitan, predominantly the biggest units gets either the pool view facing or the internal facing. Within this landscape, which is the south side of Punggol, you'll notice that there are 2 projects right here, Twin Waterfall and Ecopolitan. Twin Waterfall is also an EC, that is MOP. If we were to look at the orientation, most of the big units, they either get a pool view or they are facing towards Twin Waterfall, and thus we think that this facing towards the northeast, you do not get any direct afternoon sun. You get quite a long distance from the opposite block, which is at Twin Waterfall. You also get on the right hand side this wide span view of the Punggol estate. At the moment you have a school, your view is technically protected because school is up to level 5. On the far corner you get to see the LRT as well, and Punggol is one of the rare estates with LRT. Right now Punggol, in terms of its MRT station, it has already been extended because of the upcoming Punggol Digital District, which is going to set foot from the year 2023 in combination with the SIT campus, and thus the entire Punggol is going to be one of the big boys of northeast of Singapore. Now let's have a look at the kitchen area. Chest height oven, Electrolux brand. You have storage space at the top of the fridge as well as the bottom of the oven. Over here, this dry kitchen space, you have a 2-seater that allows you to use this as the breakfast table area. Bottom storage, pretty deep storage all the way in. Wet kitchen allows you to see through towards the living and dining space. L-shaped kind of design with full height cabinetry that's already been done by a developer. Now, developer is Qingjian Realty. Over the years, Qingjian has done so many projects globally, and they have done quite a couple of projects right here within the northeast portion as well. This is the wet kitchen zoning. Right in front of me is the yard space where you put your washer cum dryer, and you also have automated system for you to do natural clothes drying, and you can actually control this system with a remote control. There's a heating element as well. Now on the right hand side, this will be a utility room. It's not a home shelter because home shelter is combined at a common stairway that serves 4 different units within the same lobby, and you have your yard toilet. As you come up to the living area, this is where we head into the bedrooms. At this side of the layout plan, you have 3 good-sized bedrooms, and that includes your master plus your master ensuite. Common bathroom is right here. When the owners have done the renovation, they have ensured that there are enough storage space for their toiletries, including this very nice storage behind the mirror. This is the first common room, and these 2 rooms are all done with nice size study table with a lot of bookshelves, hidden cabinetries for you to put in a lot of books. They all have the same facing, which is towards the northeast direction, totally no afternoon sun, and that is facing towards the same view as the living area. The wardrobes is all sliding panel in fashion. Bedroom floorings are laminated timber, living room flooring all the way towards the dining and the walkway. These are all nice vinyl timber as well. If you come to the second bedroom, this is a mirror image of the first bedroom with a nice built-in for your computer table, plus a lot of top shelf cabinetry with enclosable doors. Sliding panel wardrobes has been intact as well. In terms of aircon, these are all Daikin inverter system. And as you come towards the master, the ensuite that's not facing towards your bed head, and we think it's a nice configuration. Standing shower with a rain shower function over here. A lot of storage space right behind the mirrors. Bottom vanity, very well maintained condition. And most importantly, when you come into the master room, these are built-in storage beds. You can actually lift this up, put in a lot of linens and blankets. Originally, developer gave a 2-door sliding panel. What our owners have done is that when they renovated the entire place, they have added on this additional 4 panel with a secret sliding panel here. They put in their Samsung TV. This bottom area for you to put in like your Xbox and stuff like that. Bottom storage space, top storage space as well. And then if I were to close this center console back, you also have this side panel for clothes. On the left and right hand side, there are switches for you to control the cove light, reading lights. Venison blinds has been done. Ceiling fans throughout all the bedrooms and living, dining and balcony. And a lot of down lights that's been done in the false ceiling as well. So small little things like this. Beautiful cove light over here. Let's come back to the living area. So the monthly maintenance fee for this 4-bed dual key is at $300 odd a month, which is very affordable in today's context. Asking price for this unit is at $1.538 million, close to about $1,200 odd per square foot. Closest to the MRT station, you're going to see these 3 projects. Watertown will be the most highest quantum because it's an integrated project. The 4 bedrooms right there is all $2 over million. And you head towards Treasure Trove plus Park Centrals. 4 bedrooms are at this current level of pricing right now. When we take into consideration what is happening around the entire belt, we think that for a 4-bedder at $1.538 million is a very nice quantum to enter because you're getting a 4-bedroom with this nice size configuration. And quantum play-wise, if you want to exit at a higher tier range, there's still a lot of room to grow. I'm going to bring you to a studio. Okay, so as you head across, this is your private studio unit, which has a lot of multi-users. For all dual key units, it comes with its own private kitchenette right here. And this is a very good sized kitchen that you have. And right opposite the kitchenette is where you can allocate a fridge space if you want to have. So right now, Electrolux induction cooker, as well as this hood, the width that the kitchen system has is pretty interesting. And right at the bottom, this is where you can put in your washer cum dryer within this space, and countertop is pretty deep as well, with a nice backsplash that's been designed already. So at the top, you can put in a lot of things. As you come in, this is where your 2-panel sliding wardrobe space is. This is currently configured as a super single kind of bed version. It's very suitable if you're renting out. Right opposite, our owners has already done up the full carpentry system that goes all the way right onto the ceiling with tons of storage at the bottom, as well as the top at the side panel as well. And just for you to know, Punggol has one of the largest population for kids that are below 5 years of age. Let's say if you are 35, you've decided that, hey, maybe I want to upgrade to a private property. Based on age 35, you still can loan up to 35 years. And based on the current interest rate of 1.2%, your installment is going to be at about $3,819 per month. If you're buying under 2 names, you're both employed with a CPF contribution, you can utilize up to about $1,200 from your ordinary account each month, assuming that you are both drawing a salary of above $5,000 each. That means that you then have to top up a cash amount of about $1,419 per month. The ongoing rental rate for a studio right here is between $1,200 to $1,600 per month, depending on the level of renovation and the type of furnishings that you're providing. In terms of median range, you can rent out at about $1,500 per month. You totally do not have to top up any amount of cash towards your monthly mortgage. So let me give you another scenario. Let's say you're also contemplating, should I buy a normal 4-bedder right here? Let's say the normal 4-bedder is at 1.438, this dual key is at 1.538, 100k difference. Now in terms of the 2 installment figure, if you're age 35, loan for 30 years, 1.2% interest rate, this is 3819, that will be at about 3,500 plus. The key difference will be at about $250 per month. If you want to break down in terms of per day, that'll be at about $8.33 per day to own a dual key unit. This layout, I would say, is additional insurance for you in terms of your growing family needs, or maybe you can also rent this out to supplement your income. And this is as good as buying 2 units at one go, but you only need to have 1 ownership. If your family combined income allows, you technically don't have to buy this property under 2 names. You can use 1 name for this dual key unit, and this dual key unit already functions like 2 properties, and the other name can then be used to purchase additional investment property. In totality, it will seem like you have like 3 different properties. And with that, we're gonna head down to the facilities. The entrance zoning is so nice and grand. After you bypass the security zone, you'll come to a private drop-off foyer. Entire facilities area is elevated based on road line level. That is on level 2. You also have 2 levels of basement parking. During rainy days, you just can drop off at your basement, head up to your lobby, and then come straight home. And last but not least, if you're not aware, Punggol Town Central region is expanding right now. There's going to be an additional town hub where there's going to be a hawker center, a community center, right beside the very huge childcare center that's already been set up. And right across that will be Punggol Safra. There's going to be this new Punggol Sports Hub as well. There's so many things for your family to enjoy. You're connected to Seletar, Lorong Halus, and that brings you to TPE very easily as well. And so if you're hunting for a 4-bedroom, then I would suggest that you can take a look at this 4-bed dual key because it's one of the rare 80 units in the entire Punggol region. So much transformation ongoing in this brand new town. Give a call to our listing manager. The numbers are all right here. And if you want to have a look at this place, whether physically or virtually, we can conduct that for you. And once again, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Do remember to subscribe to us. And also, we have a Telegram group for us to update you about the daily real estate news in Singapore, and as well as our insights channel around at PropertyLimBrothers.com, where we publish weekly research and news and data on the real estate scene in Singapore as well. And my name is Melvin Lim. As always, happy to show the place. And meantime, take care. Always good to have an added layer of insurance and assurance. 1,419 $1,419. Okay. And the key in terms of playground and the kids pool. Let's go. Okay, then 这边用音乐 Okay. To look at more deep dive cabinetries for you to put in a lot of books and a lot of assessment books as well. And